Hey guys, welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. It's Richard, and in this video today, I'm going to be giving you guys a mid-season update on all of my dragon fruits and how they are doing. So during the early of the season, in the beginning, you guys saw a lot of flowers and you guys saw me doing a lot of pollinating. So now it's time to show you guys what all of those flowers and pollination did to the dragon fruit. As you can see, here's Condor. This one now is filled with fertilized fruits. So all of the flowers that I've been pollinating, the fruits now set, and now we have so many fruits. So here is Condor and so many fruits that I didn't even get the chance to take off all of these flowers yet. I love to take off the flowers just because aesthetically it makes it look so much nicer. And in California, we don't have to worry too much about taking off the flowers because our weather climate over here is a lot drier. So the humidity doesn't ever really disturb the fruits, but I always like to take it off because bugs really love to live in here. It's a perfect condition for them to lay eggs. And if you're in somewhere like Florida, it's very wet. It has random rains over there. And once it rains, this flower like this, it's fresh. So when it's wet like this and it's fresh, the flies like to go in here. They like to lay eggs in here, and all of these eggs will start to become maggots. And then once you open it, the maggots will start to eat actually at the dragon fruit and even go into your fruit, damaging and even killing your whole fruit. So if you're in an area with wet conditions, then it's probably a really good idea to take off the flowers a lot earlier. But because we're in California here, I like to take them off when I have the time, but now I have so many fruits that's been a little hard. But here is Vietnam White. Vietnam White for me this season started to bloom a lot later. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing the same thing I have. Here in Southern California, Anaheim, this season was so late. During early spring, I would have fruits or buds already start budding, and then by early summer, I would be pollinating dragon fruit already. But this year specifically, we had hurricanes, we had random rains multiple times, so it was so funky. And because of that strange weather, all of these dragon fruits are starting to bloom so late. So mid-season of dragon fruit, midsummer, I barely started having blooms and buds, and that's when I started really getting heavy into the pollinating. So Vietnam White just starting. So those fruits are going to be done probably during fall. This is Townsend Pink. Townsend Pink actually had a fruit. This is one of the first fruit in August 1st. So August 1st was when I pollinated. Today is September 9th. So it's been about 30 days already, 35 days. And now we have one ripe fruit. And as you can see, so many other fruits that need to ripen. And we also have so many more buds. You can see new buds everywhere, you guys. Here, Townsend Pink, starting to do great. Branches are nice and thick. We have fruits ripening and more buds coming. And Sugar Dragon. If you guys remember my Sugar Dragon from the last tour, I did a dragon fruit tour of my whole home and my new setup. This one was in an area where it got so much sun and it was not happy. The whole plant here on the top was so yellow and sun scorched. The minute I moved it over to this area where it has this sunshade cover, this is 30% shade cloth, and the sun gets blocked by these houses here. It kind of mimicked like my old dragon alley. And within 2 to 3 weeks, it started to turn all green. And I'll go back to revisit that videos and I'll get that little clip and I'll show you guys what it used to look like so you guys can see how well it's doing now. And if you guys have questions on how I recovered it from being sun scorched, we can make a whole separate video on that. And I'll show you guys the process, what I did, what my thinking is to get it to turn back to its nice health of the Sugar Dragon. Okay guys? And we also have another flower starting to bloom. Just want to show you guys real quick. Here's a Sugar Dragon flower starting to bloom. You can see that it's starting to bulb up, and yeah, so tonight I'll take its own pollen and pollinate it because Sugar Dragon is a self-fertile variety, and that's why I love Sugar Dragon. Self-fertile, and it tastes absolutely amazing. All right, so this trellis here is a very special trellis of mine. We have 6 different varieties on here, and all these varieties are the Asunta 6 sister seedlings. So I grafted these Asunta 6 seedlings once they were babies. And if you guys look down here, this is one main stalk right here. As you can see, this is where the main stalk is. I let it grow. I let it have 3 shoots, and within those 3 shoots, 1, 2, and 3, I grafted 3 different seedlings. So from one rootstock, I was able to get 3 different fruits or 3 different varieties on one rootstock. So I did the exact same thing on the other cutting over there. I have 3, so it makes it 6 different types of varieties on here. So I do this is so that I don't waste space, and once they fruit, I get to try the fruit, and whichever one passes the taste test will get to stay. And the bad ones that I don't think that's gonna taste good, I won't even mention or release it, because I'm just gonna chop it off and it's not gonna exist, because I don't want bad dragon fruits going around. We have too many of those already. So I only want the best of the dragon fruits being released once I start making new hybrids. So this one is Cotton Candy, Connie Meyer, and Vietnam Red. So during my move from last season, this one got so much sun damage that they lost a lot of the branches. And during the winter time, they got such bad fungus from them. So that's why you see all this cactus rust. But now you can see the cactus rust is stopping the spread. It's starting to scab up, and you know that it's gonna be fine now. And ever since that happened, it just didn't fruit as much. Connie Meyer has like 4 fruits, but the rest of this trellis, it just started reverting into growth stage, and now it's putting out shoots everywhere. And you can see my cotton candy now is starting to have shoots everywhere. And normally I would cut them off, but because we have the website launching soon, I'm keeping every single cutting, so that way it gives me more supply for the website, so you guys get a chance to own your own cotton candy once they're ready. So here we have Natural Mystic, we have Costarensis, and we have G2. This one has been doing very well, pollinated a lot of these fruits, and I even harvested one today, and it tasted okay. But as you can see, they're starting to ripe. So all of these pollinations that we did is starting to give us all of these fruits. And here's the Costarensis right here. This one looks just like a Tricia, but it's gonna taste so much better. So that's a really cool one. So as you guys can see, all of my trellis has so many fruits, and that's because of the planning and the pollination process that I've done. It helped me get all of these fruits. Here we have Pink Panther, Hana, we have X, and this is actually an Asunta 6 seedling that I haven't named yet. And I was gonna actually get a bud from it, but a caterpillar beat me to it and ate the bud off. But we have Hana here. They're starting to turn red. I tried one earlier and it tasted so good. It reminded me of lychee, Logan, and rambutan flavors. Over here, we have Thai Gold, and check this out, you guys. Actually, one of the Thai Gold is starting to turn color. So they are a yellow variety, and the yellow is starting to come out. So this one is starting to get close to being ripened. And we have a lot of these fruits. Thai Gold is everywhere. We have white sapphire ripening, and we also have Sour Patch Kids on the back here. And this is Sour Patch Kids. So every single one of these varieties has fruits, and there's a lot of them. And the Thai Gold are starting to turn yellow, so that looks really cool. All right, so on to our next trellis. We have EDGAR'S Baby, Frankie's Red, and you can see Frankie's Red is basically ready to harvest, but I'm gonna keep it up a little longer. I like mine a little bit sweeter, so I'm gonna let that ripen a little bit more. We have a Voodoo Child here. This is the only fruit, but you can see that there's also another bud here, and we have Cosmic Charlie's. And if you guys pop into the back, you guys will see so many fruits back there. We even have more Frankie's Red buds. And as you can see, a lot of cross-pollinating has made this possible with all these fruits. Here, I have Purple Haze. Purple Haze needs to be cross-pollinated. And as you can see, the fruits are looking super massive, super massive. Look at this compared to my hand size. And because I've been feeding them Dr. Earth, Flower Girl, Bud and Bloom, the branches have been staying thick. Look at that, they're nice and thick, they're not thin. Even with the hot heat that we've been having, I haven't been having any trouble of the branches thinning out, and the fruits are just staying so massive. And I know you guys been wondering about my variegated yellow, and here it is. It's starting to put out so many shoots here. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna get fruits from it next season. This one is just a slow grower, but it finally started becoming very active and started putting out so many shoots, and that's a good thing because it's gonna start having fruits when all the shoots become established and mature. All right, on to the next one. We have Asunta 6. We have Wild Berry Skittles, and we have a variety named Edgar. So Edgar gave me this variety saying that it's really good, one of his favorite. I tried it last season. It wasn't too good, but I'm gonna give it another chance and see if it's right for my palate. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna remove it and graft some more Asunta 6 or Wild Berry Skittles onto this. All right. This one, my favorite trellis of all. This is the Asunta 5, Asunta 4, Asunta 3, and Sunset Sherbet. All of them have fruits. They've been ripening. You guys saw the super bloom on my channel, and now we're gonna have a super harvest very soon. As you can see, the fruits are starting to turn maroon, and they're starting to get really ready and starting to wiggle off the branch. Very nice. This one, not too much, but this one, yes. This one, yes. And we also have all these Asunta 4s and Sunset Sherbet. So when these ripe, they actually turn into a orange skin fruit, and it looks so beautiful. We also have so many Asunta 3s down here starting to grow. So they got a little bit more time, but the ones that are gonna be ready soon is Asunta 5 and Asunta 4, and I love Asunta 5. Here is the ECUADOR PALORA. This one has been super fruitful for me. You guys can see that I already have so many of the fruits pollinated. They're starting to get pretty nice size. The spikes on them are still there. They're not falling off yet, but you'll know when these are ready because they turn yellow, they get really plump, and these spikes here will just start to fall off. And you can see so many new buds starting to produce already. So PALORA is one of those that just fruits all year round for me in my conditions. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but it's really nice to have some winter dragon fruits with those because they are always constantly very sweet. And the cool thing about PALORA is they have a laxative effect. So if you guys are ever having trouble going to the restroom, eat one of those and you guys will go right away. Okay, so this is actually one of my new hybrids that I created with Asunta 4. This is Asunta 4 crossed with Red Laverne, and the fruits are finally starting to show color. If you look at the base here, we have the color starting to change, and even on top here, I'm starting to see that it's starting to get a little red. So they've probably been on here for about 44 days now, and Asunta 4 usually takes up to 45, 50, maybe sometimes even 60 days. But I don't know, I might just harvest one of them at a time. Look at this one. This one's starting to wiggle. I see some color at the base, but it doesn't look too swollen up yet. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. And then we're gonna start harvesting one by one to see when it's the right time to harvest and see if they're even good enough to be released. And we have Katai 2 here. A lot of these fruits grew onto the main stalk here, and I just left them because they're my first flowers. But Katai 2 here, beautiful flower, ripening, looking absolutely gorgeous. Over here, we have Pink Laverne. So Pink Laverne was given to me by Tang Nguyen. He's one of our moderators in the Facebook group, Grafting Dragon Fruit. If you guys haven't joined yet, go ahead and join that group. It's super helpful, has a lot of information there. If you guys are looking for cuttings, information about pollination, self-fertile, self-sterile, you can ask that group. I'm always too busy to answer to everyone's question, but if you guys are in there, so many people are willing to help you guys. So make sure you guys check that out. But the fruits are starting to get color here. We have some that's starting to blush. And we have some that are almost completely red. So that looks really good. And we have one here. This is one I just stuck in there just to see if I like it. If I like it, I was gonna take it out and replant into another pot. This one is the Desert King CFA number 16. I don't know why it's called that, but that's the name of that one. And as I'm talking to you guys, I noticed this one here is starting to abort. So this flower actually was pollinated during, I didn't know it was gonna rain, so I pollinated, and I think the rain washed off all of the pollen. So as you can see, it's starting to turn yellow. So I know this one's not gonna make it. So I'm gonna go ahead, do this a favor, and take it right off. As you're gonna see, it's gonna start to abort. So I have a failed pollination here, all thanks to the random rains that we've been getting in California. It sucks, but you know, it happens. All right, I just have more PALORA over here. Both of these are from my series, Grafting Dragon Fruit Seedlings. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, I grafted these ever since they were a seed, and there's a whole series of how I got it to fruit, and now they have been fruiting all the time. So there's PALORA fruits everywhere on there. And over here, we have Red Laverne. So all of the early ones that bloomed during July, so this was July 27th, and this is probably around July 25th, the fruits are finally starting to turn red. They're not ripe yet, but they're almost there, just like everyone else. They're starting to show color, but once you see color, it doesn't mean that they're ready to pick yet. I would like to give it another 5 days after I see it turning completely red, because after the skin turns red, the inside needs to start building the sugar content. So you're gonna have to wait about 5 more days for all of that to ripen up, and then the sugar gets a lot sweeter. So don't get, I know you guys been waiting so long, and it would suck for you guys to pick a dragon fruit even though it looks ripe and it doesn't taste good. So just give it that extra 3 to 5 days once it turns completely red to make sure your dragon fruit tastes absolutely amazing and super tasty. And as you can see, so many more buds from red laverne is starting to pop out. And I can't believe they're finally starting to come out because it's so late in the season. So some of these are gonna be ripening through fall all the way to winter. So it's gonna be a very interesting season this year. And this variety here is called Grape Pop. If you guys remember, I did a short where Hurricane Hillary was actually in the process of happening, and there was rain falling as they were blooming. So what I did was I took grocery bags and I tied every single flower, and I waited until the next day when the rain stopped to pollinate them, and that actually worked. All of the flowers and blooms that I had from Grape Pop during Hurricane Hillary, I thought I was gonna lose them. But to my surprise, every single one of those flowers has set into a fruit, and I am so happy about that. So if you guys ever have a storm or a hurricane coming, do the grocery bag technique, pollinate it when it starts to dry up, and you guys will have success just like me. And down there, I just have Hulk and Lisa. Those fruits are starting to ripe as well. And these are my Amazona, Orange Dwarf, and Baby Serrato. They aren't doing too well, but they are looking like they're ripening very well. So these have a little bit more time until they're ready. The reason why they're back here is I don't know if I like this variety yet. I've tried it 2 times already, and people keep telling me that Lisa is a very good one, but it's too tarty for me. But people like tart more than I do. I kind of like to go on the sweeter side for dragon fruit because it's just easier for me to eat and easier for me to pick. Those tarty ones, you have to pick just right for the sugar and the tart to be perfectly balanced. And if you pick them any sooner, they're gonna just be too tarty and it's just gonna ruin the whole experience. All right, guys, so that is the whole update of the mid-season for the whole Dragon Valley that I have here. Hopefully all of your dragon fruits are doing well as just like mine. And if you guys, have any questions or anything that you've been stumbling upon during your dragon fruit growing process, leave those comments below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It helps me a lot. Any more content you want me to create, any more questions you want me to answer, leave it in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. And if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Grafting Dragon Fruit. Peace, guys.